Hey guys, Dr. Utesh here, Wellness Key Chiropractic. I know that many of us have just been finishing up our challenge here in January. Congratulations, those who actually made it all the way through. I know we did the first 10 days, especially for me, was challenging where we did just fruits and vegetables, super clean eating. For me, the hardest thing was no meat. I just personally, I felt like there wasn't a lot of extra juice in the tank to do the extra exercising, but I feel so good every year that we do this. So congratulations those who did that. Really was a high focus on just clearing out the system, super clean eating, the stuff that went in the mouth. Very, very regulated on what you could actually eat, not so much how much, and not even when. It was exactly what we were putting inside of our mouth. And that's where I want to talk about the challenge for February. So, February, we're going to be doing intermittent fasting. I know we've done this before in the past. Many people have tried fasting in the past. I mean, we can go to biblical times. Fasting has been a part of different cultures for millennia, really since man began. In fact, one could even say that's how we were designed, because we went from kind of feast to famine to feast to famine, right? And we always had this time in between to kind of re-establish homeostasis inside of our body. Nowadays, food is plentiful, right? It is not hard to go anywhere or to look up and pick up your phone and order something right to your door, right? And so we don't necessarily have to worry about getting food. In fact, I would argue that we're eating pretty much all the time too much. So this month, or actually starting in February, the challenge is to do intermittent fasting. And I've asked lots of people in the last few weeks here, what is intermittent fasting? What does that mean to you? As soon as they say fasting, it's like, whoa, no way, man. I'm like hungry, if I don't eat within an hour. And fasting, I've tried that before and I got sick and I puked and blah, blah, blah. And that may be true. And I want to show you some different options that I'm confident that if you prep accordingly, you're going to really not only be able to complete the challenge in February, but also, feel so much better about yourself. You'll get the benefits of the fasting, and you'll get that benefit of, working on that discipline muscle, which I think is just so important. And unfortunately, not as strong as maybe as it was 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So, when it comes to intermittent fasting, uh, a lot of great benefits. The big one that I just want you to think about in your head, if someone says intermittent fasting, why is that good for me? Well, how am I going to benefit from not eating? Right? Food is essential to life. How can I benefit from not eating? I want you to think of your body as a whole, right? You have so much juice and energy throughout the day to complete the body's processes. And so we have obviously mental cognition, right? We have our cardiovascular system pumping blood all over to our muscles. And so our muscles are burning energy and needing to be repaired. We have our digestive system, which, it's a drain on the entire generator, right? When it's trying to kind of get that food through the tunnel, breaking it down, lots of enzymes, lots of things causing it to break down, and then of course absorbing and extracting the beneficial things out of that, right? And then of course eliminating the rest. Very energy intensive process that we do sometimes all day long without ever giving our GI system a break. And then, of course, we have our immune system, right? Our immune system is, especially right now, this time of year, it's taxed, right? And so, maybe less sunlight out there. Maybe we've had some not so good of healthy options. Maybe you didn't join us in that challenge, and wherever you might be, it's more challenging to get those fresh produce, the vitamins, the nutrients inside of your body to process. So that may not be happening right now as well. So your immune system is struggling. All these processes require energy, and you only have X amount of energy per day. If digestion is some of it, and you're working out, and then you're not sleeping, we have this much for healing and repair. My goal, and what I want you to think about when I say intermittent fasting, is let's give that GI system a break. Now, I'm going to go through some other benefits here, but let's just give that GI system a break for a few hours a day. So that way our body can use its resources elsewhere, right? And it might be on healing and repair a cut, a wound, your bum shoulder, or that bad back, and reducing the inflammation and allowing your body to heal and repair that. Maybe you'll notice that your sleep is deeper and better, and you're able to focus on the healing and repair even at a greater level when you're sleeping. Maybe you might notice that cognition is clearer. You're able to think better. Words are coming together better, right? You're able to remember things better because you're not so focused on other processes in the body. Maybe it's reproduction, right? You name it, every system of the body is going to draw from that energy source. And if you have less energy, it's just not going to have as much to draw. And so you'll see different benefits as we go along with this. So I'm going to attempt to share this screen here. It may or may not help us. Well, we might have to fly by the seat of our pants here. When it comes to some absolute benefits of this, I want you to think of the anti-inflammatory effects, right? Yes, there's the fact that a lot of our resources are dedicated to digestion, but imagine if they're not dedicated to that, and we're starting to not have so much of those processes go there, and we're able to reduce the inflammation in our body. Another thing is even our cells are reproducing all the time, and so going through and kind of clearing out those yucky, bad, old aging cells called autophagy, and really allowing those old cells to kind of die off. Fasting promotes that, which now the more that research comes out, we're starting to see things with fasting linked to longevity, fasting linked to overcoming a disease or a chronic health condition. And so by no means am I saying, if you just don't eat for a day, that's going to happen. But again, you are what you repeatedly do. And that's why I ask, if you're going to do this, no matter which option, which I'll go over the options here in just a moment, no matter which option that you do, that you do it and you say, you know what, I'm sticking to it. This is my window. This is the time frame. This is the option I'm going to do through the month of February. And again, you're going to get the benefits of the fasting depending on which option that you go with. You'll see more of those benefits than others. But then no matter what, if you do anything for this month, you're building a habit, and you're building, again, the discipline muscle, which is going to help you in all areas of your life. And so let's move on to the options when it comes to this challenge. And so I'm going to see if I can make this possible for us to screen share here. Maybe not. So the first option, and I wish I could have a picture for this for you guys, is the simple fast. And this is for the beginners, right? And so the simple fast, we're going to be doing 12 hours of eating. And so that means that there's obviously 12 hours of not eating. And so if you're a beginner, maybe you're taking medications throughout the day, maybe you've never even done a fast before, this is the best one to start with. And so I would suggest starting with this one, pick your 12 hours. So for me, that might be, say, 7 in the morning till 7 at night. And so, you don't have any food really on your lips until 7 a.m. And then you're going to try to eat whatever those meals that you might have laid out, including snacks, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with a hard stop time. And so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so, try not to switch those hours around based on the work schedule. Try to keep it consistent so that way your body can realize that it's repairing in those other 12 hours. Obviously, the next one would be that brunch fast. And so now you'd be going from dinner, so 6, 7 o'clock, you don't eat any longer. And now we do 14 hours. And so now it's going to be until, say, 10 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock. And so now we have a chunk of time right now where, maybe you're almost, I don't want to say this because it's going to freak some people out, but skipping a meal, but eating the same amount of calories, say in that 10-hour window or in that 9-hour window. And so again, fit it to your schedule, to your lifestyle, but it's giving more time for healing and repair and less on the GI during that time. And then the next one, this one gets a little trickier. And so this is called the crescendo fast, and this is where you might pick that 12-hour option where it's 7 to 7, and 2 days a week 2 days a week, you pick where you're gonna close that window down a bit more. And so instead of, let's say you do 7 to 7, but then now on Tuesdays and Fridays, you're only gonna do 7 at night. You're not gonna eat again until lunch, until noon the next day. And so you choke that window down just 2 days. And so you'll realize, and that way those 2 days, it's going to be a little bit longer time without food. So you're going to prep your mind for that and your body. And so that'd be a great way if you're not ready to do what we call a warrior fast, where you're only eating within 4 hours a day. You can do this crescendo fast where the first 2 days you're 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of not eating, and then that third day, you go down to where you're only eating 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day, and then back up to that 12-hour period. So next one is going to be the cycle fast. And so this is where it's just like the crescendo, but now you're basically doing it every other day. So now we have 12 hours of not eating. Now we're doing 8 hours of eating, or you can choose your window, but much less hours of eating during that time. So it might be 12 hours. It might be only 8 hours of eating on the other day, and then back up to 12. And so you kind of get that cycle going through there. And then obviously, if you're ready to make that challenge, maybe you've done this before for a couple of days, you're like, okay, I've done this before. I'm ready to see a gain. Maybe it's lose some weight. Maybe it's to get some mental clarity. And maybe you're just, you're working on something else in life. And we're going to focus on that other aspect of life. And we're not going to worry about eating so much right now. And you're able to do what you call a strong fast. And now we're not eating for 16 to 18 hours a day. So 18 hours a day. Now we're looking at 6 hours of eating. Your window might be something like, lunch to dinner. And so from, noon to 6, there's your window. The rest of the time you're resting. I'll give you a caveat on this one. One thing that I've seen other experts agree with us on is maybe starting your day with a bulletproof coffee. So some very simple, like medium chain triglycerides. So some fat in coffee or tea. If you started your day with that, you're going to have a benefit with some very little calories. Just kind of jumpstart that system until you break that fast at, let's say, the 11 o'clock or the 12 o'clock hour. You're eating heavy until 5 or 6 o'clock, and then boom, you're fasting again. And then the warrior fast. Whew. This is for the champions out there, the warriors out there. You're ready to make some huge changes this year. This is 19 to 20 hours a day not eating. And so it might be your window of 10 to 2. Maybe maybe you can wait all the way to 2 and you're from 2 to 6, or from 1 to 6. So you have a 3 to 5 hour window in there where you're eating. You're getting your calories for the day during that time. The rest of the time you're laying off. And so this is where I'm going to bring it back in. So certainly last month it was a challenge, and really being careful on what you're eating. I don't want to abandon all the good habits that we've made. So this doesn't mean it's like, shoving down French fries, potato chips, and hot dogs. You have some leniency in there, but you got to realize that this high quality food needs to last you for the next half a day at a bare minimum, right? And so I'm going to recommend that we're still getting some high quality protein, that if we're doing carbs, that we're thinking sweet potatoes, right? Fiber, things that are going to last with you for a long time. And then, as with all fasts, you must be consuming lots of water. right? And so that's the easy tip, the trick, right? Is get some water, maybe get some tea, a light tea. So, anything else like that, it might be upsetting to their stomach on an empty tummy, but get some water, maybe put some lemon in there. That's going to help you a ton with this intermittent fasting. And then the last one that I would possibly suggest for people is really even starting February with a 1 day, 24-hour no food fast. And so essentially, February 1st is a no food day, right? You want to cut down on some expenditures, make it once a week or once a week, 1 day a week, you don't eat and see what your body does, right? Have that discipline, know that you're going to do it. And then, just good job. You made it. You were tough. You toughed it out. We're able to not do the food. And then your body is going to be able to you're going to reap the benefit of that. And so again, that 1 day, that 24-hour fast, I suggest starting with that. And then that 12-hour window, whatever window that might be, is going to be significantly easier. So I'm going to run down these one more time. And then the one thing that I would have you guys do is if you're going to join us on this intermittent fasting, I can have a copy of these at the office for everybody of the different options, but that you write your name down, you send me an email, you on Facebook, you comment below that you're participating. So that way, when I know that when you come into the office, I can say, hey, great job. How are we doing on our fast? Which window did you choose? I can kind of motivate you and encourage you along the way. So first option, 12-hour, that's the simple fast, beginner's fast, 12-hour window of eating. The brunch fast is you just take it down a couple of notches. And so now we're doing only 14 hours or 14-hour fast. So now we're doing 10 hours of eating. So you choose your window. Crescendo fast, that's where we're doing 16 hours of fasting 1 day, and then 12 hours of fasting, and then 16 hours of fasting, and then 12 hours of fasting. And then our cycle fast, I'm sorry, is every other day. Crescendo is just 2 days a week where you increase that fasting time. Strong fast, 16 to 18 hours daily. Warrior fast, 3 to 5 hours of eating a day. Obviously, mentally tough people are going to sign up for that one. And then your 1 day fast, which means you're not going to eat on a certain day of the week. You can choose the day of the week. You can start it off February 1st. I'd recommend that. Do it. If you're on medications, talk to me first, please. But I can't wait to see who's going to participate, who's going to take their health to the next level. Every month this year, there's going to be a challenge. It's going to be physical. It's going to be nutritional. It might be a mindset. It might be a new habit. It might be reducing a habit. But we're going to be doing a challenge each month. So that way in 2022, you are stronger. You are better than the version of yourself last year. So please let me know about which one you're doing. I'll have a copy of the fasting options for you in the office on Monday. And I can't wait to see you guys next week.